Managing a portfolio manually often feels like navigating through a fog of disconnected tickers and news headlines. To clear that fog, we can look at that same raw data through a systematic, quantitative framework. Today, we are going to walk through the complete Mindrative workflow. We will audit your baseline performance, discover new opportunities in 3 dimensions, stress test your data with Monte Carlo simulations, and construct a risk-adjusted asset allocation. We start right here on the summary dashboard. This is your primary command center. By the end of this session, you will have a repeatable process for converting high-level market data into a structured investment strategy. Step 1 is auditing your current standing. The Daily Insight Score provides an immediate read on your portfolio health. To the left, Alpha tracks how your mix outperforms the S&P 500. Performance is rarely uniform. Here, we see technology is the primary engine behind the current returns. Scan the Quick Stats row at the bottom to gauge the total breadth of your positions, pinpointing exactly which specific symbols are leading or lagging today. While high health and high alpha are the goal, seeing a single sector dominate your attribution reveals a concentration risk. To maintain this performance, we need to look for assets that provide a mathematical balance to this exposure. To find those balancing assets, we move to the Portfolio Explorer tab. This 2D bubble matrix plots short-term momentum, measured by a 14-day RSI, against long-term trend stretch, the distance to the 200-day moving average. To add a third dimension to this analysis, click Launch 3D mode. The Constellation 3D View renders data across 3 axes simultaneously: RSI, PEG ratio, and market capitalization. Rotating the space reveals how assets cluster. Selecting Palo Alto Networks shows high momentum over 77 and immediately identifies its PEG position to determine if growth is reasonably priced. Plotting momentum against valuation and size lets us spot clusters of high-growth, low-price assets that a flat 2D chart typically obscures. To see how an algorithmic model selects assets, navigate to the Portfolio of the Day tab. The Spin the Wheel feature generates a list of suggestions drawn from a universe of over 600 symbols, filtered through our daily quantitative screens. Every selection is validated by an overall quant score, representing alignment with momentum and trend factors. The platform then provides a target weight matrix, showing the exact percentage needed for either a maximum Sharpe ratio or minimum variance. Starting with these quant models helps ground your initial asset selection in data over personal bias. Next, we take those selections and stress test them in the Portfolio Frontier tab. The system runs thousands of Monte Carlo simulations to model potential outcomes for your asset mix. The Frontier Insight compares the high payoff max Sharpe target, carrying over 63% volatility, against the min variance alternative that reduces risk under 15%. This scatter plot visualizes the efficient frontier, the bright blue line representing the most mathematically optimal return for every level of risk. You can see exactly how close your current star is to that optimal curve. Optimization isn't about avoiding risk entirely. It's about identifying the point on this curve where expected return justifies the volatility you're willing to accept. With those targets in mind, we move to the Portfolio Constructor to build the final mix. This sandbox allows you to fine-tune individual weights. As you move the sliders for assets like MU or Google, the platform recalculates your exposure in real time. The system provides continuous feedback as you adjust, flagging risk shifts. For example, if your tech weight hits 48%, a concentration warning appears, noting your portfolio is vulnerable to interest rate shocks or sector corrections. This environment allows you to preview the structural impact of your allocations safely before you commit any capital. Once you have balanced your allocations and addressed any warnings, you finalize the session. Click Commit Portfolio. Your model is now locked. By combining Monte Carlo simulations with real-time sector health monitoring, you have moved from a simple list of stocks to a structured allocation that accounts for thousands of potential market scenarios. Before concluding, there are critical operational guidelines we must address. Mindrative Intelligence provides statistical analysis for educational purposes only. It is not a trading platform and does not constitute financial advice. Remember, past performance is not indicative of future results. Always conduct your own due diligence and consult a licensed professional before making investment decisions. Mastery of this workflow comes from pairing these advanced mathematical tools
with your own responsible, independent judgment.